Hey guys, how are you? I'm here again bringing another episode of the saga, The Father of BEERUS. Goku and Vegeta finally managed to enter the Void World with the help of Whis and the old Kaioshin, and now the Saiyans fight against the first god of destruction, the Father of BEERUS. And you're going to see all this now. Having said that, I hope it leaves many likes and comments if you want the continuation of the story. Once that's done, grab your popcorn and Coke and let's see this incredible story. With the arrival of the god of destruction, the angel felt threatened and simply disappeared without a trace. With his departure, the gravitational force that was holding Goku and Vegeta disappeared as well. The Prince of Saiyans managed to get up normally, but Goku on the other hand had a broken leg and couldn't get off the ground now. Vegeta looked at his companions seriously and then commented, "Kakarot, try flying instead of walking, at least for now." Goku was in a state where he couldn't deny the idea, so he began to levitate through the air, rising little by little. The god of destruction, watching all of this, decided that it would be simpler if neither of them could stand up anymore. As Goku got up, BEERMUR lunged at the Saiyan, grabbing Goku by the head and slamming her onto the ground. Blood was spurting everywhere, and the ground was red from Goku's blood. The Prince of Saiyans looked to the side without understanding what was happening at the moment. His eyes met Goku's body on the ground in agony and writhing, and he just uttered a doubtful phrase. "There is. What happened?" said Vegeta, extremely confused. BEERMUR pulled away from Goku's body and looked at Vegeta and just replied with a mocking look. "You did not see me. What are such weak beings doing here?" "What a shame," profaned BEERMUR in a sarcastic tone. Vegeta glared at him and, gritting his teeth, said, "Shut the fuck up, you worm. How dare you call me weak?" Vegeta exclaimed, extremely irritated. BEERMUR laughed and then commented, "Did you call me a worm? How bold. When you die, you will feel like a worm indeed. We'll make a deal. If you lay a finger on me, I'll heal your little friend over there, and you too, of course." Vegeta didn't think twice and went after the god of destruction, using his still functional arm. Vegeta made a key sphere and charged at BEERMUR, who did nothing but stand still. When touching it, the sphere exploded, releasing a very dense smoke. Taking advantage of this smoke, Vegeta used all his speed to go behind BEERMUR, but the god was not there. In an act of carelessness, Vegeta did not realize that BEERMUR was behind him. In this way, the god of destruction delivered a powerful punch to Vegeta's stomach. If he had been a little weaker, the punch would have pierced him without a doubt. BEERMUR let out a light chuckle and knocked Vegeta to the ground with a punch. When Vegeta was on the ground, BEERMUR started to step on his head, remembering what BEERUS had done to the king of Vegeta. BEERMUR was amused by all that, and once again speaking with mockery, he commented, "What was it? Has your pride been destroyed, you little worm?" BEERMUR stomped on Vegeta's face, knocking him to the ground. BEERMUR turned his back on Vegeta and with a look of disappointment just said, "You didn't even make up for my time." BEERMUR was able to walk away when Vegeta grabbed his ankle, holding him back. BEERMUR looked back, completely irritated, with a huge smile on his face. Was it happiness? No, it was evil. The murderous aura started to exude from him, and with just the release of his power, Vegeta flew away. But there was something different from BEERMUR's aura. And all it shouldn't be so destructive, should it? BEERMUR's aura exuded an exorbitant temperature. His power level was gigantic, and despite everything, Vegeta was still alive. But the hand that had grabbed BEERMUR's ankle was completely skeletal, his face was completely charred, and his chest was pure muscle. But Vegeta could still breathe, he just couldn't get up. BEERMUR surrounded Vegeta and looked at his injuries. BEERMUR's expression slowly changed, and when he had nothing left to hide, he looked at the Saiyan on the ground and said, "It is serious that all this damage was caused by my power uplift." BEERMUR teased Vegeta. BEERMUR was serious, but at that moment he started laughing. "Ha ha 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 ha!" BEERMUR laughed out loud, mocking Vegeta. BEERMUR held back in every possible way, but that alone was enough to finish off both Saiyans. The god of destruction looked impatiently at those two. Something bothered him. BEERMUR walked up to Goku and extended his hand and said, "I keep my word, or almost always. But this time I will." BEERMUR initiated a healing process that caused all of Goku's wounds to heal completely. BEERMUR walked over to Vegeta, who was on the floor, completely destroyed, and smiling, he just stared at him and commented, "Don't you think it's time to wake up?" At that moment, Vegeta realized that the whole battle against the god of destruction was nothing more than a simple illusion. His arm had already been healed, and Goku seemed to be okay with it all. BEERMUR looked at Vegeta, mocking his face. Then he made an extremely arrogant comment. "Not in a trillion years would you be able to touch me. That's a universal law, and especially here, where you can barely move. Be patient. This kid really thought he could touch me. How pathetic." BEERMUR looked at Vegeta with a look of disappointment and disgust. Vegeta looked at BEERMUR with anger and mostly with shame. Goku didn't quite understand the situation, so he just put a smile on his face as usual and said, "Come on guys, don't be like that. Vegeta, BEERMUR healed our wounds, and you don't need to go around attacking everything, and we all need to get him to where Mr. BEERUS is if we're going to be extremely hurt. Please," said Goku, trying to calm the situation. Vegeta listened to all of it and mumbled, closing his face, Yeah, do as you wish." He turned away. BEERMUR, on the other hand, had changed his expression upon hearing about his son. No one had ever mentioned his son's name in that place. BEERMUR looked at Goku, and emanating a dark aura, he went to the Saiyan. If the Archangel exuded an aura of fear, BEERMUR exuded an aura of complete destruction. The Saiyans' bodies were shaking like never before. Their breathing became labored. Their bodies were even heavier. It was an overwhelming pressure. And then when he was close enough to the Saiyan, he just questioned, "Where is my son?" he said, looking fixed at Goku. A shiver went up Goku's spine, who stammered in response to BEERMUR's question. "On Earth," he stammered in fear. BEERMUR's aura dispersed, changing the air of the scenery again. When he got the answer, he turned around, walking away from the Saiyans. His gaze turned to both Saiyans who were present at that location, and with a sarcastic tone, he just commented, "Earth, I see. So I'm going to have a little party on that Earth." Clearly, he wasn't talking about partying. He was talking about wrecking. Vegeta was still in doubt about BEERMUR, but Goku believed he was going to throw a party. BEERMUR looked at Goku and asked him again, "How is my son?" questioned BEERMUR. Excited, Goku began to explain, "Mr. BEERUS is very strong. He was without a doubt one of the strongest I've ever fought. He's the god of destruction of Universe 7, and he likes Earth food." BEERMUR nodded in agreement with Goku's words. BEERMUR was surprised that his son was the god of destruction of Universe 7, even though he didn't show it. Looking at Goku, he then said, "Intriguing. So you came to get me, and how will they do that? What if I refuse to go? Will they take me out of here by force?" "Hahaha, just kidding. I will go just to see my son," said BEERMUR, explaining himself. BEERMUR got up, going behind the Saiyans, and looking at them said, "We will?" He started walking through the void as the Saiyans followed. BEERMUR stopped midway, turning back and questioning Vegeta and Goku. "Okay, how are we going to Earth?" he questioned BEERMUR, who didn't know how Goku and Vegeta managed to get into that dimension. Goku and Vegeta looked at each other and replied at the same time, "We didn't think about it." BEERMUR was speechless, looking at both Saiyans with disgust, completely ignoring what they just said. BEERMUR just kept walking. On Earth, BEERUS and Whis were getting impatient, so Whis decides to open the portal for at least 20 seconds. He quickly reached out and opened the portal. Returning to the void, Goku and Vegeta felt the portal open not so far away. Goku looked at BEERMUR and shouted, "Mr. BEERMUR, over here!" Both Saiyans started flying towards the portal, and BEERMUR walked around following the Saiyans. Goku and Vegeta landed on the ground in a few moments, but BEERMUR seemed to be far away. Goku looked back, hoping to find BEERMUR, but when he turned around, he saw nothing. And when Goku turned around again, there was BEERMUR right behind him. Goku and Vegeta entered the portal, and BEERMUR stayed behind, his serious face disappearing, and in its place was a huge smile. Finally, BEERMUR entered the portal that took them to Earth. We've reached the end of another video today, so for those of you who like the content of this channel already, leave the like and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to leave your comment, which is very important for the channel. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.